Adriel's hand trembled as he set down his fork, the words tumbling out before he could stop them. I'm gay. And I'm in love with Roman. The room froze, his father's face twisting into rage. And in that instant, Adriel was cut off from his inheritance, his family home, and the life he'd known, thrust into a world where survival meant fighting back against the very prejudices that had silenced him for years. He stormed out into the rainy Chicago night, his heart pounding like a drum in his chest. The upscale suburb where he'd grown up suddenly felt like enemy territory, the manicured lawns and glowing windows mocking his vulnerability. Adriel had planned this confession for months, rehearsing it in front of mirrors. But nothing prepared him for the raw betrayal in his mother's eyes or the venom in his father's voice. You're no son of mine. At 22, fresh out of college, he was supposed to be stepping into a bright future, law school applications pending, a summer internship at a prestigious firm lined up. Instead, he found himself crashing on a friend's couch, his bank account frozen, and his phone silent from the family group chat that had once buzzed with trivial updates. Roman was waiting for him at a dingy coffee shop downtown, his broad shoulders hunched over a steaming mug. They'd met 2 years earlier in a philosophy class at Northwestern, where Roman's sharp debates on ethics had drawn Adriel in like a moth to flame. Roman, with his Italian heritage and easy confidence, came from a progressive family in New York, worlds apart from Adriel's conservative Midwestern roots. What happened? Roman asked, pulling Adriel into a hug that smelled of cologne and reassurance. Adriel recounted the dinner, the accusations of disgrace and sin, his sister's tearful silence adding to the gut punch. Roman listened, his jaw tightening. We'll figure this out, he said. But Adriel could see the flicker of doubt in his eyes. Roman had his own battles. His dream of becoming a journalist meant navigating a cutthroat industry that still whispered about out professionals. Loving Adriel openly could complicate that. The next few weeks blurred into a haze of survival. Adriel took a barista job at a local cafe, the steam from espresso machines mirroring the fog in his mind. He applied for scholarships to cover law school tuition, his essays pouring out the pain of rejection as fuel for his ambition. Society tells us who we can love, he wrote in one. But I'll fight to change that narrative. Roman visited often, bringing takeout and stolen moments of normalcy. One evening, as they walked along Lake Michigan, the wind whipping their coats, Roman stopped and cupped Adriel's face. I'm proud of you for coming out, he whispered. But Adriel pulled away, the weight of his family's abandonment pressing down. Proud? I lost everything. The argument escalated, Roman urging patience, Adriel lashing out at the unfairness. It was their first real fight, ending with Roman storming off, leaving Adriel alone with the crashing waves. Back at his temporary crash pad, Adriel scrolled through social media, stumbling upon stories of others like him, young men disowned, fighting for rights in courtrooms across the country. It ignited something fierce. He decided to defer law school for a year, instead volunteering at a local LGBTQ advocacy center. There, he met mentors who shared tales of landmark cases. Obergefell v. Hodges, the fight for marriage equality. Change comes from those who've been hurt the most, one lawyer told him. Adriel threw himself into the work, organizing rallies and counseling teens facing similar rejections. But the inner turmoil gnawed at him. Was coming out worth the isolation? Nights alone, he questioned his choices, the moral dilemma of prioritizing his truth over family bonds tearing at his soul. Roman reappeared a week later, apologetic flowers in hand. I get it. Your pain isn't mine to fix, he admitted. They reconciled over pizza in Adriel's cramped space, talking late into the night about dreams and fears. Roman confessed his own pressures. His editor at the student paper had hinted that personal stories could derail objectivity. If I write about us, it might cost me opportunities, he said. Adriel nodded, understanding the trade-off. Their love deepened in those vulnerable exchanges. But so did the tension. Society's gaze felt omnipresent, stares in public, whispers at work. Adriel's boss at the cafe, a grizzled veteran, made snide remarks about those types, forcing Adriel to bite his tongue or risk his paycheck. As months passed, Adriel's resolve hardened. He aced his LSAT, securing a spot at NYU Law with partial funding. The move to New York meant leaving Chicago's ghosts behind, but it also meant leaning on Roman more. Roman, now interning at a major news outlet, promised support. "We'll build our own family," he said during their farewell drive to the airport. Adriel clung to that hope, but deep down, he wondered if love could withstand the societal storms ahead. The plane lifted off, Chicago shrinking below, and Adriel felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. He was no longer the sheltered son, he was a fighter, scarred but unbowed. In New York, the city pulsed with energy that both thrilled and overwhelmed him. Adriel's tiny apartment in Brooklyn became a sanctuary, shared weekends with Roman turning into lifelines. Law school was brutal, endless readings on constitutional rights, debates on discrimination laws. Adriel excelled in civil rights courses, his personal story fueling passionate arguments. "Equality isn't a gift, it's a battle," he declared in one moot court, earning nods from professors. But the pressure mounted. His family's silence was a constant ache, a birthday passed without a call, deepening his isolation. Roman's career took off too, his articles on social issues gaining traction. One piece on workplace discrimination for LGBTQ individuals hit close to home, and Adriel beamed with pride. Yet, jealousy crept in. Roman's family celebrated his successes with lavish dinners, while Adriel's remained estranged. During a heated discussion over dinner, Adriel accused Roman of not understanding true loss. "You have backup, I don't." Roman fired back. "I'm risking my reputation for you." The fight exposed cracks, Roman's fear of being defined by his sexuality clashing with Adriel's need for openness. They made up, but the seed of doubt was planted. At the Advocacy Center's New York branch, Adriel interned on cases involving hate crimes and family disputes. One client, a teenager kicked out for being gay, mirrored his own story. Counseling him, Adriel confronted his unresolved anger. "Forgive them?" the kid asked. Adriel hesitated. "Not yet, but don't let it define you." It was hypocritical. His own heart still harbored resentment. A turning point came during a protest against a proposed anti-LGBTQ bill. Adriel spoke from the stage, voice steady. "We won't hide anymore." Roman filmed it, their eyes meeting in the crowd, a moment of unity amid chaos. But betrayal loomed. Roman's boss offered a promotion, contingent on toning down personal advocacy. Roman confided in Adriel. "Torn. If I say no, I might stall my career." Adriel urged him to fight, but Roman chose compromise, pulling back from public events. It stung. Adriel felt abandoned, echoing his family's rejection. Their arguments intensified, love strained by ethical dilemmas. Was Roman's caution wisdom or cowardice? Adriel questioned his own militancy. Was he pushing too hard, risking everything for ideals? As graduation neared, Adriel landed a clerkship at a firm specializing in civil rights. Excitement bubbled, but so did anxiety. A family reunion invite arrived, his sister's wedding. Should he go, risking confrontation? Roman encouraged reconciliation. Family matters. Adriel agonized, the moral weight crushing. Attending meant facing judgment. Staying away meant eternal rift. He chose to go, hoping for closure. The wedding in Chicago was a powder keg. His father ignored him. Mother offered a stiff hug. Whispers followed him. During the reception, a cousin confronted him. "You shamed us all." Adriel stood tall. "I shamed no one. Prejudice did." Roman, by his side, squeezed his hand. But later, alone, Adriel broke down. "Why fight if it hurts this much?" Roman held him, but his silence spoke volumes. He was weighing his own costs. Back in New York, Adriel threw himself into work, taking on pro bono cases for disowned youth. Success came. A win in a discrimination lawsuit brought acclaim. But personal life frayed. Roman's promotion demanded travel, distancing them. One night, over video call, Roman admitted, "This life, constant battle, it's exhausting." Adriel snapped. "Then leave." The words hung. A potential end. The breakup hit like a freight train. Roman packed his things from Adriel's apartment. Eyes averted. "I love you." But I can't keep sacrificing my peace, he said, the door clicking shut behind him. Adriel collapsed on the floor, sobs racking his body. 2 years of shared dreams shattered in an instant. He replayed their last fight. Adriel's insistence on attending a high-profile rally. Roman's plea for discretion to protect his job. You're asking me to hide, Adriel had accused. Roman's response, I'm asking for balance. Now, alone in the echoing space, Adriel questioned if his unyielding stance had pushed Roman away. Was authenticity worth loneliness? Work became his anchor. At the firm, Adriel dove into a major case, representing a teacher fired for being gay in a conservative district. Researching precedents, he uncovered systemic biases, fueling his fire. Colleagues praised his dedication, but late nights masked his grief. He avoided social scenes, the sight of couples twisting the knife. A mentor noticed. Pain makes great lawyers, she said. But don't let it consume you. Adriel nodded. But inside, turmoil raged, moral quandaries about love versus self-preservation. Months later, a chance encounter reignited old flames. At a legal conference in D.C., Adriel spotted Roman across the room, interviewing panelists. Their eyes locked, a spark amid the crowd. Over awkward coffee, Roman confessed, I miss you. The job's great, but empty without us. Adriel's heart raced, but caution held him back. You chose safety over me. Roman admitted fault. I was scared. Society's not kind to us. They parted with promises to talk. But Adriel wrestled with forgiveness. Betrayal lingered. Could he trust again? Back home, family pressures resurfaced. His mother called unexpectedly, voice tentative. Your father's ill. He wants to see you. Adriel's stomach churned. The man who disowned him now sought reconciliation? He debated. Ethical dilemmas swirling. Duty to family versus self-respect. Roman urged him to go. Closure might heal. Adriel flew to Chicago, heart-armored. The hospital room reeked of antiseptic and regret. His father, frail in the bed, whispered, I was wrong. Fear made me cruel. Tears flowed as Adriel listened to apologies laced with justifications, societal expectations, religious upbringing. We raised you to fit in, his mother added. Adriel challenged them. Fitting in meant denying myself. The conversation unearthed deep wounds. But a fragile bridge formed. Leaving, Adriel felt lighter, yet conflicted. Was forgiveness a strength or surrender? Roman waited in New York. Their reunion tentative. Dates felt like rediscovery. Walks in Central Park. Honest talks about fears. Roman had quit his high-profile job for freelance work, prioritizing authenticity. You showed me that, he said. Adriel opened up about his family's thaw. The internal battle of acceptance. Their love reignited. But shadows remained. Society's prejudices persisted, job rejections for Adriel due to his advocacy profile. Subtle discriminations in daily life. A new case tested everything. Adriel led a lawsuit against a corporation accused of anti-gay policies, uncovering emails revealing deliberate exclusion. The defendant, a powerful CEO with ties to conservative lobbies, fought dirty, leaking Adriel's personal story to discredit him. Headlines screamed, Disown lawyer's vendetta? Adriel faced backlash. Protesters outside his office chanting slurs. Roman stood by him, writing exposés that countered the smears. But the stress strained them. Adriel's late nights led to missed dates. Roman's frustration boiling over. You're obsessed, he accused. Adriel retorted. This is my purpose. The trial loomed. High stakes amplifying tensions. Adriel prepared relentlessly, his arguments sharp as blades. On the stand, he confronted the CEO. Your policies destroy lives, like mine was nearly destroyed. The jury hung on his words. But doubt crept in. What if he lost? The moral weight, fighting for others while his own life teetered, crushed him. Roman's support wavered. A job offer in L.A. tempted him with stability. Come with me, he pleaded. Adriel refused. I can't abandon this. The verdict came. Victory. The company ordered to reform. Compensation awarded. Adriel's name splashed across news. A hero in LGBTQ circles. Celebrations followed. But exhaustion hit. Roman congratulated him. yet announced his move. I need space from the fight. Heartbroken again, Adriel let him go, questioning if love and activism could coexist. Healing came slowly. Adriel mentored young lawyers, sharing his story as cautionary inspiration. Family ties mended piecemeal, holiday visits. Awkward but genuine. Yet, inner conflicts persisted. Had his choices been right? Society evolved, but prejudices endured. A new romance flickered with a colleague, but Adriel hesitated, scarred by loss. Then, Roman returned, changed. I realized running solves nothing, he said at Adriel's door. They talked for hours, confronting past hurts. Reconciliation felt earned, built on mutual growth. But as they embraced, Adriel wondered, was this redemption or repetition? The partnership offer came like a thunderbolt, a senior position at a top DC firm specializing in Supreme Court cases. Adriel stared at the email. Pulse racing. This was it, the chance to shape national policy on LGBTQ rights. But acceptance meant relocating, leaving New York and Roman behind. They'd just rebuilt their relationship, fragile as glass. This could change everything, Adriel told Roman over dinner in their cozy apartment. Roman's smile faltered. For you, or for us? The question hung, exposing the perpetual trade-off, personal happiness versus societal impact. Adriel accepted. The move a whirlwind. DC's stately buildings and political buzz invigorated him. His first case, challenging a state's ban on gay adoptions. Research revealed heartbreaking stories, couples denied families due to bias. Adriel poured his soul into briefs, arguing before judges with unyielding passion. Love isn't political, he declared. Victories mounted, his reputation soaring. But isolation crept in. Long hours left little for calls home. Roman's visits grew sporadic. Roman struggled too. His freelance gigs in New York provided freedom but instability. I'm proud, but I miss you, he confessed during a weekend trip. They explored the National Mall, hands linked under cherry blossoms. A rare moment of peace. Yet, arguments flared, Adriel's absences. Roman's resentment. You're married to your work, Roman said. Adriel countered. This work saves lives. The ethical bind tightened. Sacrifice love for justice? A betrayal shattered the fragile balance. Adriel discovered Roman had confided in a mutual friend about their strains. The details twisted into gossip that reached Adriel's colleagues. He's holding you back, the friend had allegedly said. Confrontation exploded. How could you? Adriel yelled. Roman defended. I needed to vent. Trust fractured. Adriel questioned everything. Was Roman's support genuine? Or a facade masking jealousy? Amid the fallout, a family crisis pulled Adriel back to Chicago. His father's health declined further, a heart condition demanding surgery. At the bedside, old wounds reopened. You've made something of yourself, his father admitted weakly. Adriel shared his successes, but resentment bubbled. At what cost? You forced me out. The conversation turned raw, exploring moral gray areas, parental duty versus personal beliefs. His mother intervened. We all make mistakes. Adriel left conflicted, pondering forgiveness's limits. Back in D.C., work intensified. A high-profile case against federal discrimination policies put Adriel in the spotlight. Media scrutiny unearthed his past, the outing, disownment. Reporters hounded him. Is this personal revenge? Adriel stood firm. But internally, doubt gnawed. Roman, sensing vulnerability, flew down. Let me help. They reconciled tentatively. Roman assisting with research. Intimacy returned. But undercurrents of unease persisted. Then, the ultimate test. Roman received an offer to join a news network in D.C. But it required neutrality on LGBTQ issues, his beat. If I take it, no more advocacy pieces, he said. Adriel urged refusal. That's compromising who you are. Roman agonized. The decision a moral quagmire. He accepted, reasoning stability for their future. Adriel felt betrayed again. You're choosing silence over fight. The argument escalated to ultimatum. Stay true or lose us. Roman moved to D.C., the job consuming him. Their shared apartment became a battleground. Adriel's case reached climax. Arguments before the Supreme Court. Nerves frayed. He lashed out at Roman for selling out. Roman retorted, "Not everyone's a martyr." The breakup loomed, pain amplified by proximity. The ruling favored Adriel's side. A landmark win celebrated nationwide. Parades, awards, Adriel the icon. But victory tasted hollow. Roman packed again, "I can't live in your shadow. Alone." Adriel reflected on damages, relationships sacrificed for progress. Society applauded, but his heart bled. Months later, a new challenge arose, a case defending a whistleblower outed at work. It mirrored Roman's dilemmas. Adriel reached out. "I understand now, the costs." Roman responded warily, a door cracking open. But healing demanded confrontation, past betrayals, mutual hurts. As they met in a quiet cafe, truths poured out. Roman admitted fear drove his choices. Adriel confessed pride blinded him. Forgiveness tentative. They pondered rebuilding. Yet, societal pressures lingered. Could they balance love and ambition? File 4. Fame's double-edged cut deep. Adriel's Supreme Court win propelled him to TED Talks. Book deals. From Disowned to Defender, the memoir pitch read. But scrutiny intensified. Conservative groups targeted him. Doxing attempts forcing security measures. Paranoia set in, every shadow a threat. "This is the price," his mentor warned. Adriel nodded. But inwardly, the toll mounted, sleepless nights. Therapy sessions unpacking trauma. Roman's absence amplified the void. Their last meeting ended ambiguously, promises to stay friends. But distance grew. Roman's network role flourished. His reports neutral but impactful. Adriel watched from afar. A mix of pride and regret. A mutual friend's wedding brought them together. Awkward dances under string lights. "You look good," Roman said. Adriel smiled faintly. "Success suits you too." Unspoken words hung. Missed opportunities. What ifs? Family reconciliation progressed unevenly. Holidays in Chicago involved tense dinners. Discussions on change. His sister confided, "Dad regrets everything." Adriel shared his struggles. The moral weight of public life. "Fighting for others means neglecting myself." His father, recovering, offered amends, funding for Adriel's pro bono work. Acceptance or guilt? Adriel accepted cautiously, questioning motives. A new case shook him, representing a politician accused of hypocrisy, publicly anti-gay, privately involved with men. The client begged discretion, but evidence demanded exposure. Ethical dilemma. Out someone against their will? Adriel agonized, mirroring his own forced outing. Hypocrisy harms us all, he decided. Proceeding. The trial exploded media-wise. Adriel painted as ruthless. Protests outside court. Traitor. He questioned his path. Was he becoming the oppressor? Roman reached out amid the storm. Saw the news. "You okay?" Calls turned nightly. Support rekindling sparks. Roman admitted his job's emptiness. Neutrality feels like betrayal. He quit, joining an advocacy media outlet. "Your fight inspired me." Adriel's heart thawed, but trust issues lingered. Reunion came during a DC rally. Roman spoke on stage, crediting Adriel. Offstage, they embraced. "I never stopped loving you." But reality intruded. Adriel's case lost. The politician acquitted. Backlash intensified. Death threats forced Adriel into hiding. Roman stayed, a pillar amid chaos. "We'll face this together." Recovery involved therapy, confronting inner demons, abandonment fears, perfectionism. Adriel confided in Roman. "I pushed you away to avoid hurt." Roman shared his. "I had to feel safe." Mutual understanding deepened bonds. But societal wounds festered. A hate crime nearby, a gay couple attacked, shook them. Adriel organized vigils. Roman covered stories. United in purpose. Love strengthened. Yet, a final betrayal loomed. A colleague leaked Adriel's private emails, exposing vulnerabilities. Trust shattered again. Who can I rely on? Roman suspected rivals. But doubt crept toward him. Confrontation. Was it you? Roman denied vehemently. Hurt. The rift widened, testing resilience. Investigation cleared Roman. pointing to a disgruntled intern. Apologies flowed, but damage lingered. Adriel reflected. Endless cycles of hurt. Worth it? As they mended, a bigger question arose. Could they escape society's grasp? The pinnacle arrived. Adriel nominated for a federal judgeship, a chance to enshrine justice from the bench. Confirmation hearings loomed. Opponents dredging his past, outing, relationships, activist bias. Adriel prepared. Testimony, a manifesto. My experiences make me empathetic, not biased. Roman supported behind scenes. Their bond solidified through trials. But opposition mounted, senators grilling him on moral fitness. Personal attacks stung. Can a man like you be impartial? Adriel stood firm, countering with logic. Equality demands lived understanding. Roman's articles amplified his voice, risking his own career. United, they faced the storm. Family weighed in. His father, now an ally, lobbied old contacts. Proud of you, son. The shifts are real, but healing. Yet, internal conflicts peaked. Accepting the role meant lifelong scrutiny, potential danger to loved ones. Is this the life we want? Adriel asked Roman. Roman's response, if it's yours, it's ours. The hearing's climax, a senator accused Adriel of personal vendettas. He responded calmly, vendettas? No. Justice for those silenced. Like I was. The room shifted, support swelled. Confirmation passed narrowly. A triumph echoing nationwide. Celebration was bittersweet. Adriel and Roman escaped to a quiet cabin, reflecting on journeys. We've paid dearly, Adriel said. Roman nodded. But we've changed lives, including ours. Love endured. Scarred but resilient. Years later, Adriel presided over cases. His rulings fair, impactful. Roman thrived in journalism. Their home a haven. Family visits normalized. Society evolving slowly. Yet, questions lingered. Had their sacrifices been justified? As Adriel looked back, the outings, betrayals, awakenings, he pondered aloud to Roman. Was coming out the right choice? Or did it cost too much? Was staying true to oneself always worth the personal devastation it can cause?